Welcome back. Right now we are going to focus on a show that is back for season 2. Season 1 was so popular that they are bringing it back. It's called Going From Broke. You can watch this show for no cost at all. It is free on Crackle. And it's a show where it follows different families, different individuals for over a month of time. It finds out exactly what their needs are, digs deep into helping solve their financial problems. I spoke with the host recently. We talked about debt. We also talked about why finances and money needs to be taught more. Let's take a look right now. Right now, we are going to focus on going from financial struggles to financial freedom. Executive producer Ashton Kutcher brings you season 2 of the series that has helped many Americans overcome crippling financial debt, Going From Broke. Today, I'm speaking with the host of the series and CEO of Chegg, the student learning platform, Dan Rosensweig. Thank you so much, Dan, for joining us today.
Well, thank you, and welcome, Utah.
So tell me more about the season 2 and about the series.
Yeah, so this is the brainchild, as you mentioned, of executive producer Ashton Kutcher, and it's done on the Crackle network, which is free because helping people understand how to get out of debt and charging them for another streaming service wouldn't be fair. So it's on the Crackle network. We did season 1 a couple of years ago. We really weren't sure if we wanted to do season 2 because, you know, both Ashton and I have things that we do in our day jobs. But when we saw the response, 8 million people watched 18 million streams of Going From Broke 1, we realized that we really tapped into something that is so significant and so much bigger than ourselves. So that Ashton's original premise was, look, nobody's teaching young people about money. They're leaving college with substantial student debt. As I'm the CEO of Chegg, so we focus on student debt all the time. 45 million Americans have over $1.7 trillion worth of debt. And so if you're coming out on day 1 and you don't understand money and you owe a ton of it, and you're taking on more debt every day, somebody needs to help you learn it. And Ashton's view was the only way people are going to learn it is if you make it interesting and entertaining and real, and reality TV does that. And so we set out to do the show, and season 2 launches tonight with our first person, Isabel, a 24-year-old fabulous young college graduate who actually makes $65,000 a year. The only problem is she's already broke.
It's such an awful cycle. You have these loans, you don't have enough to pay them back, it might wreck your credit, and then without credit, you can't get help. It's such a mess. Why do you think it is that it's still not being taught like it should be?
It's a great question, and it's inexcusable. You know, we have a free education system in this country, public education, K through 12. We could be teaching money in middle school and in high school so that people understand how credit works, why you should pay a lot more than the minimum that you have. You know, people don't know that if they owe $2,000 and they pay the minimum, it'll take them 20 years to pay off and they'll end up paying $20,000. People don't understand, and they should learn it. And if they do, they can make a big impact on their life. So we teach them what a budget is, how it works. For the first time, they look at how much money they owe, who they owe it to, what the interest rates are, how do they get out of it, how do they reduce those interest rates, how do you make money work for you? And we follow 2 couples and 4 individuals through this journey, and it's honestly real. We have no idea what they're going to tell us when we start. We have no idea what their financials look like until they send in their homework, and we have no idea how they're going to respond to any of the suggestions that we have. And we have celebrities like Lindsey Vonn, and we have Ashton Kutcher, and we have the CEO and founder of Airbnb, Brian Chesky, and the famous entrepreneur Gary Vee. A lot of people care about young people and how to get them out of debt and how to figure out how to earn more and spend less. And it's fascinating. And I think you're going to love it because it's interesting and entertaining, but it's also actually helpful.
You know, so many of us have been there and are still there. So with season 2, is the format, do you focus on a different individual within or couple within each episode?
Yes. And we follow them for a month. And, you know, in this time, it's over Zoom. So we can check in more frequently. And we can actually make sure if they're doing the work and what the impact of that work is, and if they're making other choices, if they're falling back into bad habits. And we can bring in, you know, special guests and financial experts. And my co-host, Tanya Ripley, is absolutely phenomenal. She is truly a financial expert and works with people every day on how to build a budget that you can live on, but actually gets you, out of financial debt and into financial freedom. So what's different is it's as close to real time as we've ever seen. What you see is actually what you get. These are real lives, real journeys. We come right into their homes. They come right into ours, and we have real live conversations, and some of them are really painful and emotional. Um, but you'll follow the journeys and you'll discover for yourself, which is, does it work? And if it does, can it work for you? And you'll see yourself in some of these individuals, because they're just regular people dealing with the same thing that you're all dealing with.
And with each episode covering a month of time, you're really able to go deep, really help these people, and help others in similar situations.
Yeah, I mean, season one was great, but very difficult to follow them people at the frequency, because it was all done in person. But because of the pandemic and because of Zoom, we were able to check in much more frequently and bring a lot more experts in, and provide a lot of benefit and learn a lot more. And so, some of the episodes I start out saying, like, this is going to be really interesting because we know more about you than you may know about yourself. Because we've taken a look at every ounce of their bills and their payments and their debt. So yeah, we spent a lot of time with them, and you know what? They've become like family. These are really magnificent human beings, and it's been really enjoyable to be on the journey with them.
And I'm so impressed that people can watch this for free. Tell me once again how we can watch and where we can get more information.
Yes, you can watch it starting tonight. Season 2 launches. Executive producer Ashton Kutcher on the Crackle.network. Just go to crackle.com, download it. It is free, and that is a big deal, especially for people in debt. You can also get more information by going to goingfrombroke.info, where we give you all the tips and tricks. And you can come to Chegg and look for Chegg Money, and you will get a lot more information from financial experts and a lot more from my co-host Tanya. And the goal here is social channels. We're all over it. We're doing live hosting things to answer people's questions. We want this to work. There's more leverage in your life if you become the CEO of your life, and it can be done. And enjoy it tonight on Crackle.
Well, thank you so much, Dan Rosensweig, for joining us today, host of the show Going From Broke. Really looking forward to tuning into the second season. Thank you so much for telling us more about it today.
Thanks so much. I can't wait to get back to Salt Lake City.